What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to be sharing another story from my past. This happened a really long time ago, and it's the time that I actually got chased by a deer with my friend in my cul-de-sac of the house I grew up in. So what happened was me and my friend David were playing catch with a football in my cul-de-sac. My house was like the second house into the cul-de-sac on the right side when you come in. So just to give everybody context. So we were throwing around the football and it was getting really dark. It was probably around this time, like November, because it was kind of cold. And it was getting dark, and I swear to God, I remember this like it was yesterday. So I go out for like one more pass of the football, right? And David has a football, and I'm running, I'm doing my route. And he throws it to me, I catch it, sweet, it's a complete pass, it's all good. And then I turn and look towards him to go back in the house because it was dark, and I just see like this freaking buck. There's this buck just like that looked kind of scared, and like it was walking closer to David, and I was walking closer to David, so also walking towards the buck. And we just started like backing away slowly because it seemed like interested in us. Like it wasn't running away how deer usually do. Excuse me. Because usually I just see a deer, it gets spooked and it runs off. But this one seemed like interested in us. Like I don't know if it was rutting season or what, but this thing was not leaving us alone. Like it was slowly approaching us. And we were getting kind of scared because it did have some antlers. Like they weren't huge. It wasn't like a huge buck by all means, but it was still like it can mess us up. Like those are some sharp antlers. And so we start backing towards my neighbor's house on the left side, and who lives in this house. His name is Tally. Like I grew up, like me and my brother grew up playing with like his kids right across the street from my house, right? So we start slowly backing away from this buck who just like stays interested in us the whole time, and we're working our way onto Tally's yard, my neighbor's yard across the street, and this deer is just still following us, bro, like displaying mad interest in us, and we're getting kind of scared. Like we only have this football, we have nothing to defend ourselves. Like this deer could just come charging towards us and we'd be fucked. Like we'd literally be fucked. But we'd probably have to try to throw the football at it or something and dome it. Anyways, so it keeps backing us up, right? We keep getting backed up, and like it's just like menacingly slowly. Like I swear to God, this is a true story. Like I'm not making this up. I swear to God on everything. So we keep reversing, backing up. We're like backing up in the space of like my neighbor across the street's house and the first house on the cul-de-sac. So like we're like working our way down this narrow like space in between the houses, and this thing's a dead end, bro. We're going down a dead end. We honestly picked like the worst area to like back ourselves into, but I don't know why we chose this space. But of course the deer is still following us, and we just like cornered ourselves now. So we're like, oh shit, like this thing could like fuck us up, like for real. Like one of us might get away, but one of us is getting fucked up if this thing charges towards us right now. It just keeps coming towards us. Like I don't know if it was possessed or had rabies, bro, or like it wanted to fight, like to compete for a female, but it was not leaving us alone. And like, so we're backed all the way to the fence of my neighbor Tally's backyard, because we're like going down this little space like towards the back of his towards his backyard. So we're at the fence. We're at the fence of his backyard, like in this little space of the houses, right? And we start climbing that bitch. We're going over. Like we'll just explain to Tally what's going on if he comes out and like thinks we're being weird. But we go in my neighbor Tally's backyard. We climb the fence, so we have something separating the deer and us now. So we're good. So we feel a little safer. But still, we're like in my neighbor's backyard, and it's like late and dark, and like if he came out, he'd be like, what the fuck is going on? Of course, we just tell him we're like being chased by this crazy buck. But anyways, we're in the backyard with a football, and like we're like, what the fuck? We're like laughing, and we're honestly like dying of laughter, and we're like, what the fuck is going on right now? Like, never in our life like we expected like this to happen tonight. And we're like dying of laughter, and we're just focused on getting back across the street to my house. So we're like in the backyard, and we're thinking about going to Tally and like talking to him and being like telling him the situation. But I think to save us on some embarrassment, we just like proceed to deal with the mission ourselves. And so we work our way around the backyard over to the other side of the house, in the backyard, if that makes sense. So we're on the other side of the house now. Like the space that the deer backed us into is like here, and we went around to the back on the other side, so the house is in the middle. So we went around and jumped the fence on the other side. So we're blind to like the side where the deer like backed us into that corner. Like we're completely blind to it. Like if the deer like comes around the side of the house, he would just see us again. On the other side of the house, if that makes any sense. I want to like draw a little picture to make it easier, but anyways, we jump the fence on the other side of the backyard. We don't know what's going on. We don't know if we're dealing with a hyper intelligent deer of some sort, but so we're like mad scared to like go around the corner and like see if it's gone or something. But we finally mustered up the courage to like make a break for it, I think, like across the street to my house, and like we couldn't see the deer anymore, and it like ran away. Like we don't know what happened to it after that point, but we just made a break for it and then made it in my garage and shut the garage super quickly, and that was the end of it. But it was freaking scary, bro. I honestly thought I was gonna like get gutted by a deer because he backed us into a freaking corner, bro, literally. Thank God, like that deer honestly could have like fucked one of us up, and I was faster than David, so I think I would have made it over the fence before him, which would have given me time to get away, but just kidding. But that was honestly like one of the most craziest like wildlife animal encounters I've ever had. Like homeboy was honestly trying to fuck us up. Like I don't know why, like we didn't do anything to it. So I hope you guys enjoyed my little deer tale there. Let me know if you guys have any similar encounters, I guess. Yeah, I'll catch you guys in another one for another story.